Shalom, Yasharallah. This your brother Dawud coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for Yaki and pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Alright, so I want to jump into this here story. Briefly, this with this here story, it's like pretty much the things that's in the news, all in one, with all these different conflicts and going back and forth with between America and everybody else, the rest of the world, it just once you put it all together, and you look at it all, you see basically it's basically American aggression on the whole world, global dominance, basically what, not only we've been saying about the so-called white man, but, not only what we've been saying about the so-called white man or America or whatever, however you want to put it, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else is saying this now, like, they had that thing on Vice News talking about so-called, black extremists, black national extremists or whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Crying out basically on, basically atrocities that's happening to them via the way of their government, So, I mean, shit, if you want to blame us for that because of how we being treated, not saying that we black, we don't, associate with anything, but we're not black people, And if anything, we, part of our job is waking up our people, telling them that they're not black, they're Israelites, all right? Hebrew Israelites, not black Hebrew Israelites or nothing like that, because this isn't about color, like if you really want to get technical with it, you know what I'm saying? The Southern Kingdom, all right, the kingdom of Judah, are Judah, Levi, and Benjamin, right? Predominantly, these are all the so-called black tribes, right? Predominantly. Now, when you go to the Northern Kingdom, where it's the 10 tribes, they got way more tribes in the kingdom of Israel. And all of those are the so-called Native Americans and Hispanics, all right? So if you was to look at us in today's times, you would see like the bigger group of us they're not even black. You see what I'm saying? And even deeper than that, again, like I said, it's not on skin color, but it's more or less about your seed. But not going too far off topic, why aren't they saying these things about these other countries? Because the other countries are saying the same thing about America. The other countries are in agreement with us, but just on different things. They talking about, like you had the Black Lives Matter talk about the police is killing us, whatever, whatnot, and we are so-called protesting against that. Well, you have all these other countries doing the same thing, like in Venezuela. Now they're openly talking about overthrowing that government out there, and these other countries as well, Syria and so on and so forth. They're doing the same thing. They want to so-called take out these leaders and bomb these countries. Is that not, so-called extremists? You actually have actions behind your things, but nevertheless, this is just the hypocrisy of this damn devil, He's trying to deflect all of his ways on everybody else, make everybody else look like the bad guy. Oh, Russia with the Russian aggression because they're trying to encircle us. Well, really, you're doing that, Oh, Iran is the global state sponsor of terrorists, but really it's America. You see what I'm saying? Oh, you have these black extremist activists when it's really the so-called white man that's a extremist, and killing people, But nevertheless, we're going to get into this here scripture because like, America's been defined and described throughout the whole scriptures, And so, and when you start reading it, you know what I'm saying? And you get the understanding of it. And as you start looking at things today, you be like, damn, it can't be no other country but this country. And every day as every day goes by, it's becoming more and more apparent. It's so apparent now that these other people and like so-called credible people, because people will look at us, uploading videos to the internet and say we just conspiracy theorists or whatever, whatnot, or we're just some crazy people. But you have these so-called smart, how do you say, accredited people that you would take their name because they on the so-called news, and they in so-called Congress or whatever, whatnot. They heads of states, Of course, they should have some kind of validity on what they saying, right? So, Bashar al-Assad is complaining about the same things we complaining about, but nobody's calling him out on these things, But nevertheless, we're going to read pretty much what these other nations are saying about America, or how America is being portrayed around the world. All right. Then we're going to get into the scriptures about the same thing. All right. So this one here says, U.S. way or no way, Trump threatens the rest of the world as America's footstool at the UNSC. All right. It says Donald Trump chaired the UN Security Council this week to deliver a thuggish ultimatum to the world to obey America's orders on Iran or face retribution for not kowtowing to Washington's diktat. I'm not sure what that is all about, but basically what America's saying, But nevertheless, let me go back. This UN Security Council All right. Donald Trump, I believe, is pretty much heading this thing. And this thing is basically talking about how they're going to deal with the Iran problem. Because basically the war in Syria is done and over with. They just got to go in there and finish the job up. You know what I'm saying? And basically that's what the whole Idlib thing is all about. They about ready to start moving into Iran. They didn't got, as much foothold in Syria as they want now is on the Iran. But nevertheless, looking at these actions, hey, they saying word for word what the scriptures say. All right. It says Donald Trump chaired the UN Security Council this week to deliver a thuggish ultimatum to obey America's order on Iran or face retribution for not kowtowing to Washington's, basically, their orders. All right. Now, what does the scripture say in the book of, Revelation 17? All right. It says, roughly paraphrasing, it says, whosoever wouldn't worship the beast, that they cause him to be put to death, So, and who is the beast? The beast is NATO, headed by who? Who's controlling that beast? All right. When you also read in Revelation 17, it says the great whore that rideth upon this beast. All right. The whore is akin to a horse rider on top of the horse. The horse ain't really controlling itself. You got the rider. All right. So America is the head of all this. If you don't want to listen to what we got to say, then like it says here, it says, Trump chaired the UN Security Council this week to deliver a thuggish ultimatum to the world to obey America's order on Iran or face retribution. All right. Basically, look, listen to what we got to tell you, or you're going to get put to death, basically. It says the world's highest forum for maintaining global security and peace was thus turned into a platform for brazen criminal American rhetoric. All right. So this ain't nothing new. This is just how they get down all the damn time, And one special thing about, I guess, Donald Trump is that he's so-called outspoken for himself. He actually is like wearing his heart on his sleeve for all these Edomites. This is how they actually feel. They all feel like this shit on the inside, but he's just, he's the type of person that actually, speak these things out loud, so everybody, the whole world can see how they get down, so the world don't be deceived no more about who the damn devil is. America's not this righteous country, not this angelic place, humanitarian aid. They trying to help out people for the best of they deals. Nah, America's not that people. America's the damn devil. America's the one that's going around killing every damn body, blowing people up and setting disorder throughout the whole earth. All right. It says, hold on, I wanted to grab, it says Trump's national security John Bolton in a separate speech in New York warned Iran there would be hell to pay over Washington's baseless accusations. So not only, only America and Americans believe in this bullshit that these so-called American politicians, the people at the top, right, is spewing out, all these other countries, they not, back in the day and shit, whatever, whatnot, they be like, yeah, we don't really, some of them might believe America and they lies. Some of them be like, all right, well, we don't believe America, fuck them, but we ain't gonna say that publicly. We're gonna just be like, yeah, we got you, and keep it moving, But nowadays, these people are just like, these other nations are just coming out and just like, yo, man, fuck America. Y'all on that bullshit. They calling them out to their face like, nah, motherfucker, you stealing. I seen you take that shit. People ain't scared no more. You know what I'm saying? They walking up to him like, nah, bruh. This basically like when Debo got knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? He used to bully the whole neighborhood and everybody used to get scared. They're like, bruh, we're not scared of you no more. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go call Craig and he going to knock your ass out again, Basically what these other nations are saying, like, look, if we do this, you going to do what? All right, we're going to call Russia and see about that. All right. But as you see all these things in the way America's acting, they proud and they boastful against all these other nations. Like, what is giving you this authority? Who made you God that the whole earth should bow to you? All right. You have to ask yourself these things. Like, damn, where does America who do they think that they are? In a carnal sense. All right. Who do they think that they are to be able to make these types of decisions on the planet Earth? Some people will be like, oh, well, look at all the good that they're doing for the earth or the people of the earth. Like, well, actually, the planet wouldn't be so fucked up if it wasn't for America. So it's just like, some people be like, well, what has white people done that was so good? Well, they created the cure for like cancer and shit like that. Medical advances. Like, motherfucker, before the 70s, we didn't have none of this shit. You see what I'm saying? So you talking about they creating cures for it. These are the same motherfuckers who created the shit and started spreading the shit. So for you talking about they created a cure for it, but we wouldn't need the cure if these bastards wouldn't have created this shit. So don't go tell me that that's some good shit. All right. But nevertheless, this is just showing the horns on this damn devil. All right. Now we're going to jump into some scriptures basically talking about the same deal. All right. Because like I said, America was written about all throughout the scriptures. And if if the Lord dealing with you with the and gave you that the spirit of discernment to be able to discern these things, all right, it's pretty much like a description list. Or fuck it, go back to when you was a little kid, right? And you had that little this little toy, right? And it had the little shapes on there. There was like an X, a circle, a square, and a triangle, right? And it was like the little engraved pieces. Then you had the little blocks that you would put in there, right? Only the triangle gonna fit in the triangle spot. It's not gonna fit in the circle spot, whatever, whatnot, But how do I say? When you go through the scriptures, right? And the scriptures being a so-called board game, right? And you take these precepts, all right, and you try to put them together, and then you look out in the world, and then you start taking these nations or these people, and you try to put them into these areas. Hey man, only the circle gonna fit in the circle spot. The square gonna only fit in the square spot. The triangle gonna only fit in the triangle spot. The X gonna only fit in the X spot. So when they talk about Babylon the Great, or Mystery Babylon, or spiritually Sodom and Egypt, or these other names that they talk about, all right, when referencing America, all right, even when they like Babylon you got like basically 3 different Babylons. You got like Babel over in Ethiopia, I believe, where Nimrod was like the king of that, where they built the Tower of Babel. All right, that was the first Babel, or Babylon. They called it Babel. All right, then you had the second Babylon, which was out there in Iraq, basically. All right, now you have this new Babylon. All right, which is Mystery Babylon, that great whore. All right, which is in America. But now when you read about these different things, none of this shit lines up. All right, so like they talk about the destruction of Babylon gonna come, and nobody gonna live in that land no more, right? And all these different things, right? But in Iraq, you still have people living there today. All right, we like at war right now in there, and they talking about the Ravens ain't gonna pitch tent no more. Well, if that was the case, then why the fuck you got so-called ISIS over there? Why you got Arabs over there? All right, so we understand through the scriptures, you know what I'm saying, like that little toy that you had as a kid, only the square gonna fit in the square spot, So when we're reading through these things, you know what I'm saying, you pinpoint these descriptions, and you try to match them up, you know what I'm saying, and you see what it is. It only fits in one spot. All right, so we're gonna read up on America and how they would get down according to the scriptures. All right, now this is written by Jeremiah. Well, actually, if you want to get technical, now when you go into the Apocrypha, you got the book of Baruch. All right, Baruch was the one who wrote the book of Jeremiah. He was Jeremiah's scribe. All right, Jeremiah was, let's say, speaking. All right, and Baruch was the one who wrote the stuff down. But nevertheless, that was just, just something to throw in there. But let me just jump down here to the point. This is I'm gonna just start here at Jeremiah 51:7. It says, I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquities, for this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. All right. So, that's just a side note to our people, the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The scriptures say, come out of her, my people. Scriptures also say, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. Basically, like this here scripture say, flee out of the midst of Babylon. All right. It's not saying, like, pack your shit up, get a passport, and leave out of the land of America. No, why? Because the main deliverance is going to happen right here in America, all right? But nevertheless, it's talking about disconnect from America, all right? You all caught up in the football games and all this extra shit going on in America. Get up out of that, because all that shit is really distracting you from what's really going on. You caught up in all that extra shit that's going on in America. You'll start enjoying this place and whatnot. Think it's not all that bad, because why? Oh, I get to go to the game, I get to go party, get to go do this, get to go do that. Everything cool. My life cool. But you don't realize this damn devil is doing around the whole damn world and really doing to you. All right. But continuing on, this verse 7, it says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand. All right. And dealing with that golden cup, this is one of those, like, let's say the square that's going to fit in a square piece. All right. You trying to put this here piece in any other place is not going to fit. So let's talk about these other nations. What other nation on the planet Earth, especially in these last times, the end days, all right, has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand? Or let me rephrase that. What is the golden nation, the top nation? What has been the top nation on the planet Earth since there was a so-called sole single nation? All right. You had different world powers in World War I, all right, where America really wasn't nobody in World War I. All right, and really, a World War II America wasn't really nobody. They was somebody behind the curtains, but once World War II really popped off and America got into the war, all right, that's what pretty much got them to be a superpower. You know what I'm saying? Right after all of that, you know. But nevertheless, you know, you look at all these other nations. None of these other nations have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. None of these other nations have been a so-called backbone of the whole globe and making everything move. All right, China ain't been that, Russia ain't been that, so on and so forth. You know, yeah, China produced a lot of things for a lot of other countries, but really it's America. All right, it says Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. All right, and so like China, all the nations ain't caught up in China's bullshit to where all the nations are tied up and enslaved by China. No, it's the other way around. All the Chinese people are enslaved by the damn, basically the sales that America is buying up off of them. You know what I'm saying? But it's America that's made all these other nations drunk with the bullshit they got going on, all right? With all these treaties, with all these agreements and things like that going on. What do you think the petrodollar is about? That's why all these other nations are mad, and that's why they all dumping this currency that petro, or not dumping the petrodollar. What they're doing is creating their own currencies now, and they all like Russia right now in the news. There was another story talking about Russia trying to move to de-dollarize Russia, you know, getting onto this cryptocurrency so they can start selling their shit in a new currency and X out America. Same with China, all right? They all trying to get up off of this bullshit because why? First and foremost, they drinking this let's say this wine, right? They getting drunk, they at a party, they getting fucked up here with America. America feeding them shots all day, they all fucked up, right? They super drunk, so now they doing all kind of like foul shit, you know? You done went to a party, you normally cool, calm, and collected, but now you went to this party, got super faded, right? Now you out here stripping on the table and shit, you know what I'm saying? And doing all kind of debauchery shit, right? Now the night that went on, and you done danced your heart out, you know what I'm saying? Butt ass naked on the table, making a fool of yourself. Now you starting to sober up, right? Now you sobering up because you done threw up a couple times and got sick, and you know your senses is coming there like, damn, I was naked on the table, acting a fool, looking stupid as shit. I done threw up all over the goddamn place and so on and so forth. Let me get my shit right before I done lose everything. And that's what these other nations are doing, you know? They was like, yeah, we was having good fun for a little while, but now as we sober up and look around, like, yo, dog, we enslaved to America. We can't do shit without them telling us what we got to do and what we can't do. We can't really make our own autonomous moves. We're not even sovereign no more. We done fucked up big time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we done went to this party and we started drinking all these free fucking shots that they was giving us, all right, and got drunk and forgot that they said, all right, the shots was only free to 12 o'clock. Now we done ran up this tab and I'm broke as shit. Bruh, I'm in debt now. You see what I'm saying? So now, like what's going on? Like, yo, the nations done got crunk. You know what I'm saying? They was drinking. They got crunk for a while. Now they realizing what's going on. And so now they all sobering up, and that's what you see going on. This is why America now is even pushing even harder. Like, wait a minute, motherfucker, last time I told y'all to jump, y'all used to say how high. Now I say jump, you like, bitch, who you talking to? All right? So now you seeing this backdrop. That's why Donald Trump saying, look, bro, if you don't want to take heed to what we got to say, bro, you can get it too, bro. You know what I'm saying? America's got to pull all these damn strings now. All right? So continuing on, it says, verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so, she may be healed. So it's talking about America is being destroyed. All right. And as you see, all right, this is like for an analogy, right? You got this fast ass race car, you know, this like you in a NASCAR, right? A NASCAR is like one of the safest fucking cars you can be in, you know? Like, you ain't got airbags and no shit like that. But when you look at that, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers be having car accidents like 200 miles an hour and be all right. But nevertheless, because of the safety mechanisms they got put into the car, right? But now you driving this NASCAR, you all safe and everything, right? But now all of a sudden the brakes stop working. You know, you done ran out of brake fluid, but you don't know yet because you don't even need to use the brakes. You know what I'm saying? Your roll cage now is being taken out the car. Your seatbelt is being taken out the damn car. The little barriers around the track is being taken off. So now, I mean, you still straight on the track, but now all your safety mechanisms is gone. So the first sign of a slip, motherfucker, you fucked. All right. So it says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. All right. We ain't quite got there yet. But like I said, with the analogy of the NASCAR, all right, right now we're in a point where the brakes is being disabled. The roll cage is being taken off. Those little barriers around the track is being removed, but you're still going around the track at 200 miles an hour. And in first place, you're still dominating. You're still on top, but eventually you're about to come to that curve where you're going to have to hit the brakes to slow down. You know what I'm saying? But when you get to that curve to hit the brakes, them shit's not going to work because you've already burned them bridges. All right, you done made enemies with all these fucking people around the damn earth, and you got them to the point that they all like, yo, man, look, bro, we willing to lose everything as long as we can get this motherfucker up off our hands. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if we don't make a move now, he gonna come take every damn thing. So we willing to sacrifice everybody we got over this bitch just to, you know, for a chance to maintain or to survive. If not, we all going into captivity regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those moves in 300 with Leonidas and the Spartans. They're like, look, fuck it. These motherfuckers finna come in and enslave us anyway. We might as well go out there and try to fight to push them off by some time, see if we may prevail. All right. But it says, take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. All right. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. All right. And that's, you know, all throughout the spirit, that's Donald Trump's campaign speech, you know. We're gonna make America great again. All right. And that's how he got all these goddamn Americans that voted for him up on the Trump bandwagon, you know. Yeah, we want to make America great again. We want to go back to when America was great. Basically when the Israelites was in slavery and they was dominating on the top of the world. But what are they noticing now? That they losing that dominance. All right. The other nations saying, are you become as weak as us? They want to make America great again, to be that strong, dominant civilization over top of all the other nations. They want to become that golden cup again. That golden cup now has become a gold-plated tarnished rust. All right, you gold-plating rust, motherfucker. This shit's still bad. It might look good from a distance, but when you get up close on it, you're like, we don't want this shit, you know? But it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgments reach unto heaven and is lifted up into the skies. And you starting to see that with these other nations who was here making money and all these different things, these so-called people that was, you know, eating up off of America. They starting to take their business back home now. You seeing this on an international scale. All these people that was entwined with this petrodollar was making money off of America. The nations was made rich through her. But now they starting to make their own little deals elsewhere without America. That's what all these other nations are doing. They're creating systems now to work with one another with America out the picture. They preparing for what the world is going to be like with America gone. All right. Let me just read to 11. Yahweh has brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of Yahweh our power. And that's what we're doing right now on this here video. We're declaring it amongst our people first and foremost. Hey man, the Lord finna come and avenge you right now, you know. The Lord see all that shit that didn't happen to you here. He about to destroy this place for you. All right. But continuing on, it says, verse 11, this is the commandment. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahweh hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. All right. Ooh, boy, I love hearing this. All right, make bright the arrows. What arrows? I'm talking about making bright the arrows. Back in those days, man, you didn't have no lit up bow and arrows unless you had flame tip bow and arrows. But it's talking about these nuclear missiles. All right, and you know, getting on a different lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like I did the other day, was talking about basically Russia being a garden to them again. You know, with the sale of that S-300 to Syria. All right, but nevertheless, it says make bright the arrows, gather the shields. All right. And Yahweh has raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, all right, for his devices against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple. The Most High has got all this set up because America's been at a fucking walking abomination for the longest time, and now her sins have reached to heaven. It's time to bring her ass down by the way of what? Thermonuclear missiles, all right? And that's what you see being perpetrated. That's why Donald Trump is doing all this bullshit, making all these other nations mad. He's stirring up the damn hornet's nest for his ass to get brought the fuck down, all right? He being caught in his own trap. All right, according to the scriptures. All right, this is I'm gonna read verse 12. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambush. For Yahweh hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. All right, and so you know, just like what we doing right now, we watching for these signs to come to pass, you know. We watching for these things, and we also prophesying the downfall of this wicked ass kingdom, you know. But the Most High say, look, this is prepare the ambush, for Yahweh hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. So the Most High set this trap up, and he about to perform that which he done said he about to do, man. He about to bring this place down with great power and glory. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 14, Salakia, and verse 4. Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, All right. And that's what we doing right here, right now. How has the oppressor ceased? How has the golden city ceased? All right. Talking about that golden city again, or that golden cup in the Most High's hand. All right. Or that great city that sitteth upon many waters. Who is that? Mystery Babylon. All right. Also spoken here, Babylon. All right. These Edomites, America right here. All right. What country has been the golden city on the fucking planet of the earth in the eyes of all these other nations? It's been America. All right. You had to come to America for basically the one of all things. If they didn't okay it, motherfucker, it's on. All right. But nevertheless, the scripture saying, you're going to take up this proverb, but it says, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. You know, that's why we out here standing in boldness of the face of those who afflicted us. You know, like, man, you people are done, man. How is this great nation with this great military and all this great shit y'all got popping off come to naught, man? How are y'all being broken without hand? You know, ain't nobody really touching y'all like this. Y'all destroying your own damn self. All right. Cutting yourself off, alienating yourself, and setting up all these people to be against your ass. All right. It says, Yahweh. Now this is to answer the question. It says, verse 4, thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. So how did this happen? All right, verse 5. Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of his rulers. The Most High took that spirit up off of Esau or basically the crown off of his head, spiritually for this time being, because we know Yahweh Shai gonna ultimately take that crown when he break his ass for real. But now in this point in time, he's taking his spiritual hegemony down and his spiritual hedge down. All right. Well, really his hedge ain't been taken down yet, but his hegemony is being taken down. So his domination over the whole planet Earth, his rule over the planet Earth, his clout, his word, his tongue, all that shit is falling on deaf ears right now. All right. Esau's come to naught at this point in time. America's word don't mean shit now. All right. So it says Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked. And what is a staff? Something that supports you, holds you up. All right. Give you stability. All right. And that's America. What is giving America is stability. First of all, let's talk about the damn devil. Just basically the devil here in America, because we know the Edomites is spread everywhere. But primarily, this is like the scriptures say, I know where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is. All right. Right here in America. All right. But nevertheless, dealing with these people. All right. Their damn, how do I say that? Their staff or whatever supports them, which is what? They damn wicked ass tongue. All right, because through their policies and their tongue and the bullshit that they spew out, they ruin the whole damn world. All right, but that now is being broken. Their word don't mean shit no more. Oh, if you do this, we gonna put sanctions on you. So what, motherfucker? Do that shit and see what happen. We gonna hit you with sanctions again, or vice versa. You know, you hit us with this shit, fuck it, we'll put sanctions back on your ass. Oh, you wanna come in and talk about up in the military? Well, fuck it, we'll move our shit over there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all gonna do this? We're gonna call Russia. You see what I'm saying? So the Most High is taking that staff from up under Esau's arm, so he can't hold himself up no more. So everything Esau's saying, that shit don't hold no water no more. All right, America is becoming weak. All right. It says, verse 6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. So these damn Edomites, primarily here in America, ruled the people with what? In wrath with a continual stroke. All right. By way of what? Atomic warfare in Japan. All right, man, you drop them damn bombs over in Japan and be like, now who else? Hey, man, if anybody know, I was going to make a little joke, but if anybody know about Outkast back in the day, they had that song, Spody Dope, whatever. It's a long ass song, right? But nevertheless, they got that little skit in there where it's like two niggas that left off in the ambulance. And one nigga got sliced up and one nigga then took his shirt off talking about who else want to fuck with Hollywood courts, right? Hey, that's basically what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? America, or not right now, but in World War II, America dropped them atomic bombs on Japan. It was like, yo, who else want to fuck with Hollywood coats? You know what I'm saying? But who else want to fuck with America, man? You seen what we just did to Japan? And when you really go into what they did to Japan, man, that was a horrific shit, man. Japan had basically, well, for one, Japan was brought into the bullshit. You know how they do it, the little false flag shit. But nevertheless, Japan had pretty much surrendered. America went over there and dropped these fucking atomic bombs on a highly populated civilian area, non-military area, but a highly populated civilian area, right downtown. Blew these motherfuckers up with no warning. All right, fuck they ass up. The Japanese people had already surrendered, right? They was already done. They was like, we out. You dropped the fucking bomb on these people, right? A couple days later, they didn't drop both bombs the same day. The Japanese people still trying to get communications out. They can't because you done fucked up all their communications with the fucking bomb. All right, they can't get communications out. Plus, you basically silencing these people and shutting their ass up, right? So the rest of the world can't hear what the fuck they trying to say. Like, yo, dog, we good. We don't want no more. You know what I'm saying? Y'all try to pin this bullshit on us. We don't want the shit. We don't want the smoke. You didn't drop the bomb on us. You made even more problems. All right, now you came back with another fucking bomb when we can't even defend ourselves. Can't even tell our people it's fucking warning shots. You know what I'm saying? So America is ruling the people with wrath and a continual stroke. You know what I'm saying? You constantly bombing the fucking Donald Trump, bombing every 12 minutes. You know, you can go back, or we can start with Bush, Obama, and Trump. They just escalating more and more and more. All right, you ruling these other nations with a continuous stroke and in great wrath. All right, but now you being persecuted and don't nobody give a fuck, man. Your own allies like, well, look, we hear these niggas finna come over here and blow smoke on y'all niggas, but guess what? We got our own problems over here, homie. That's the shit you got yourself into. I'ma see you when that shit over with. Call me and let me know how that shit went for your ass. All right, man. America's allies is turning their backs on America, so this whole shit is crumbling and don't nobody give a damn. Nobody coming to America's aid. All right. Let me jump down to verse 9. Verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, and the worm is spread under thee, and the worm is covered thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakest the nations? All right. Let me further go into verse 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. All right. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. All right. So the pride of these damn devils. All right. Who else is saying this shit? We America. We the greatest country on the planet Earth. The sole superpower. Motherfucker, we dominate everything. You know what I'm saying? But these other nations is like, yo, how are you becoming weak as us? First of all, they called his ass up like, yo, how are thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? You fucking, y'all the enlightened ones, not Lucifer in a bad sense terms like that, but you motherfuckers are supposed to be the smart niggas, the ones who got all the juice. How y'all niggas fall? I thought you was the greatest of all times. How the fuck did you fall? You know what I'm saying? It's like Bill Goldberg back in the day, 150 and 0. Motherfucker, we taking everybody out. Who's next? You know what I'm saying? America was walking around with the Bill Goldberg complex. Talking about some, look, bruh. Hey, I came out here talking, a motherfucker ran out and I just speared his ass. It's over for him. Who's next? Somebody else, who's next? But now motherfuckers coming out like, yo, bruh, we done just dropped your ass. Now, who else want to fuck with Hollywood courts? Come on, bring that shit, bro. We not scared of your ass no more. All right? And yeah, we calling you out. Yeah, you Goldberg, you the shit. But, bro, we don't see that shit no more, bro. We want to match with you. And I'm going to bring some cruiserweight little niggas out on your ass, bro. We not even worried about that shit no more. You ain't nobody to us no more. So they calling America out. You know what I'm saying? And this what Trump is calling everybody else out. Like, yo, if you don't want to bow down, bitch, and kiss the ring, we gonna bomb your ass. And everybody else is like, all right, we'll load that shit up. We not scared. You know what I'm saying? And then they also looking at America like, yo, look at this bitch ass nigga, man. This the motherfucker causing all the problems. This the motherfucker that done bombed the whole damn planet dry. We need to gang up on his ass, all right? Then they over here laughing at his ass like, yo, bro, we don't want to buy that raggedy ass F-35 that can't perform. We'd rather buy the Russian version of it. We don't want to buy your defense systems and shit like that and have NATO all up in our country. We'd rather buy the S-300 system, all right? We don't want shit to do with America no more. So they just like, yo, y'all become bums, man. Y'all shit is decaying. You know, the worms is covering you. All your shit is decayed now. We don't want that old ass shit, all right? Let me grab, where is it at? I think it's Ezekiel 32. Come on. Ezekiel 32:1, it says, and it came to pass, let me just start at verse 2. Son of man, take up the lamentation for Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and say unto him, thou art like a young lion of the nations. All right. So not only a lion, but a young lion. First and foremost, you know what I'm saying? If you among all these other lions, you know, these other superpowers, these other people with some clout, whatever, whatnot, you a young lion. So they already established, but you newly coming up. You know, there was a point in time where America was like one of the youngest nations. And how the fuck did you become, you know, a well-developed nation, you know, the top nation, you know what I'm saying? Over top of all these other nations have been around for a lot longer than you, you know? But you was that young lion, you know, you when these other lions was out there, you know what I'm saying? They getting all old and tired, you know what I'm saying? You came out full of energy and everything like that, you know? You had, like, yo, y'all been tired and been worked down for, you know, hundreds of years. Hey, we fresh out, off the block, you know? It says, and thou art a whale in the sea, all right? So, you know, a whale in the sea, that's a not to say the king of the jungle, but that's a big ass, you know, thing inside the ocean, right? Whales is like one of the biggest, is the biggest creature, you know, second to Leviathan, but nevertheless, the biggest creature in the damn ocean. All right. So the sea, sometimes, or the waters, represents multitudes of people according to the scriptures. All right. Now imagine a whale amongst all these other fish, like the little tadpoles, the minnows, the bass, whatever, whatnots in the ocean, right? America's that big ass whale amongst all these other fish. You was this huge ass fish, you know, this young lion. You was the shit, you know. It says, and thou camest forth with thy rivers and troubled the waters with thy feet and foulest their rivers, you know. So just like, you know, you like a big ass ship inside a little bitty ass steel lake. You know, the lake ain't really got no waves or nothing going on in it, but a big ass ship moving through there, all the waves gonna move. So like America, wherever you move, everything gets stirred up behind you. Death and hell follows your ass, right? Verse 3, thus saith Yahweh power, I will therefore spread out my net over thee with a company of many people, and they shall bring thee up in my net, you know? And now, speaking of this fishing allegory, all right, now, what we read in Ezekiel 38, what do they say? All right, in Ezekiel 38, talking to Russia, is like, look, I'm going to put my hooks into thy jaw and bring thee back. What do you do with hooks? That's a fishing, like a fishing weapon, instrument of, you know, a weapon of war, or let's just say, for fishing. You fishing with the, you know, you at war with the fish, you're trying to catch them by way of what? The hook, you know? But here it says, verse 3, thus saith Yahweh power, I will therefore spread out my net, and you know, in this scenario, like when Peter and them was fishing, Yahweh shall say, cast that net out again, you know? Talking about catching these damn fish, all right? It says, I will therefore spread out my net over thee with a company, not just one nation, but a company of many people, and they shall bring thee up in my net. All right. And so what did the Most High say about Gog and Magog? Prepare thyself, thy in thy great company with thee. All right. And he's going to put thy hooks into that jaw and bring thee back into that old state like he was in the USSR, the Soviet Union, a conglomeration of nations. All right. Verse 4, then will I leave thee upon the land. I will cast thee forth upon the open field. I will cause all the fowls of the heaven to remain upon thee, and I will fill the beasts of the whole earth with thee. All right. So think about that, right? You out there fishing and you pull a big ass shark. Let's say you pull whatever the most dangerous animal you could think of out in the damn ocean, whether it be a stingray or a shark or some crazy shit that you just, you know, you don't want to put your hand near his mouth or no shit like that while it's still alive. So you just bring this motherfucker out the water, his habitation, just leave his ass on the shore, you know, no matter how strong or how powerful this fish is, how dangerous this fish is, you know, whether it be a killer shark, killer whale, whatever, whatnot, you bring his ass out the water and just leave his ass on the shore for a while. This motherfucker defenseless. He can't really do shit. He gonna just wind up dying of suffocation. You know what I'm saying? The Most High saying that same shit. Like, look, bro, I'm gonna fish your ass out, put this damn net over your ass, bring you out the water and leave your ass out there to dry. Then the beast of the field gonna walk up and eat your ass and devour your ass, defile the air and everything else. But you're gonna be completely defenseless. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say hypothetically, one of these small ass little birds that eat meat, right? It's finna come eat this big ass shark. This shark to eat all kind of blood and everything, right? And let's say the bird is bloody, he leaking and shit. And the shark smell the shit, he hungry, he gonna eat the fucking bird, right? But see, the shark is being brought up out of his territory where he dominated. All right, he's losing his power, i.e., the sword is coming out of Esau's hands, so he defenseless on the shore. He can't really move. So this bird that the shark will have no problem fucking eating, and he can smell his blood. You know what I'm saying? The bird already weak. But, you know, this weak ass bird can come over here and peck the fuck out this big ass shark, and the shark can't do shit about it because he already slowly dying because the oxygen is working against him. Him being brought out of his habitat, his power source is gone. All right. And that's what you see going on with America. Like the scriptures are saying, look, bro, I bait you a fish. I basically brought you up out the damn water so your ass ain't got your strength no more. Esau was given his damn sword, which he was basically taking peace from the earth with, all right, and killing everybody with, you know what I'm saying? Bringing death and hell upon the earth. Now that sword being brought out your hand, the staff of the wicked is being broken, all right? You ain't got no more clout no more, all right? You becoming weak as all these other nations, all right? Verse 5, and I will lay thy flesh upon the mountains and fill the valley with thy heights. I will also water with thy blood of the land whereas thou swimmest, even to the mountains, and the river shall be full of thee. And when I shall put thee out, I will cover the heavens and make the stars thereof dark. I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light. All the bright lights of heaven will I make dark over thee, and set darkness upon the land, saith Yahweh. Now, all right, so I'm going to break this down and further break it down with the next two verses. But it's basically talking about this nuclear destruction, all right? Verse 9, I will also vex the hearts of many people when I shall bring thy desolation among the nations. So let's keep that in mind. I will vex the hearts of many people when I shall bring thy destruction among the nations into the countries which thou hast not known. Yea, I will make many people amazed at thee, and the king shall be horribly afraid for thee when I shall brandish my sword before them, and they shall tremble at every moment, every man for his own life in the day of thy fall. All right. Let me go back and touch on this one point. It says verses 10 again. Yea, I will make many people amazed at thee, and their king shall be horribly afraid for thee when I shall brandish my sword from before them, and they shall tremble at every moment. Now we know, throughout the scripture that Esau actually is the Most High's sword, at this point in time. All right. He's the one who's dominating, putting everybody in subjection, bringing out their damn judgment. All right. But now the Most High is about to, switch up and get his righteous sword. You know what I'm saying? That was the sword in his left hand. According to Jeremiah 51:20, he about to pick up that righteous sword, which is his people, But nevertheless, we're going to go back and touch on this here sword. What it says, I shall brandish my sword before them. This is a different sword. All right. Now, this sword that it's talking about, just briefly touching on this. I need to close this here lesson out. Right here, Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. For I lift up my hand to heaven and swear and say, I live forever. If I wet my glittering sword or pull it out of his holster, and my hand shall take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance unto my enemies, and will reward them that hate me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and the blood of the slain and the captives from the beginning of revenge upon my enemies. All right. And what it's talking about is the Most High sword is talking about, like they say, the weapons of his indignation. You know what I'm saying? Those nuclear missiles. All right. So going back, briefly touching on this. It says, verse 10 again. Yea, Ezekiel 32 and 10. Yea, I will make many people amazed at thee, and their king shall be horribly afraid for thee when I shall brandish my sword before them, and they shall tremble at every moment, every man for his own life in the day of thy fall. So let's briefly touch on that, and we're going to close out this Revelation chapter 18. Just hitting the point real quick. Verse 8 or verse 7, because we were just reading about that lion and the whale, right? Revelation 17 or 18 and 7. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Telling you the position that she thinks she is. Therefore shall her place come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is Yahweh who judgeth her. For the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is her judgments come. All right, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth her merchandise anymore. All right, these nations. All right, let me keep reading. Verse 15. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. Every shipmaster and all the companies of ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is it like unto this great city? All right. So these nations are all wailing and lamenting, and they all like bug the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, seeing the destruction come. All right, which they're gonna be taking part in that. But really, they ain't gonna be able to make money and trade up off of America no more. All right. So this is the same destruction that's being, you know, described in Ezekiel 32. The same destruction, how all these other nations are going to be amazed, basically to follow her, and also linking up with Ezekiel 38 about that great nation, all right, with the Medes coming over there with that glittering sword, all right, catching them up in that damn net. But we're going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the elect. I'm going to go ahead and say, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And citation much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Stay strong. Shalom.